really exciting. We've got something I haven't done for a really long time, and that is an unboxing video. I've got a little box delivered today. Now, I've been on a plant buying ban all year because we need to have our roof fixed. And at that point, I'll need to move all the plants off the patio and just clear out lots of space to have the roof done. So I've been trying to get rid of plants, give them away, and just cut down on the amount of plants we have. But there's this one nursery here in the UK that actually produce edible plants, lots of them, unusual ones that are difficult to get, and lots of native ones too. And I've been looking at it every year pretty much for a while now because they produced something I really wanted to get, and I haven't been able to get any yet. But they had them now, and even though I'm on my ban, they're only small, they're tiny, and they will grow. So I thought I'd get them now while they're available, and I'll just open the box and show you what they are. Let's see. I haven't seen them yet. This is so exciting. Piece of paper. Oh, they're wrapped so beautifully. Little presents, aren't they? There are 3 little ones I chose, all the same. Let me just unwrap them quickly. So far, so good. Look how beautifully they were wrapped like little presents. Look at this. Here's the last one. Just show you how gorgeously wrapped they are. I really rate this company. It's a wild fruit nursery called Core with a K. And oh my goodness, I just think they've done so well wrapping these beauties up. Look at that. So much care. I think it's interesting to see how they've been sent as well, how they haven't got any plastic pots, because so often you get plastic pots and they of course weigh more, but they also just are such a waste too. So these ones are just wrapped really nicely, really safely, and I can just get them directly into some pots now myself, the size I want them in. Bilberries grow quite slowly apparently, but they can grow to be about 1 meter wide, or I suppose in diameter, and then about 45 centimeters tall. So a nice size really, and they produce little tiny miniature blueberries, which aren't actually blueberries. They're in the same family, they look like blueberries, but the way you can tell the difference is that when you bite into them, the pulp of the fruit is really dark blue, almost like red, and whereas if you bite into regular blueberries, the pulp of that, or the fruit itself, is white, as we might know from blueberries from supermarkets or anything. So yeah, they're slightly different that way. They're meant to have more antioxidants. They're more of a superfruit. They're just small, and it's a nostalgic thing for me because my grandparents up in the north of Norway, their house backs out into woods, and they go out and do berry picking during the autumn. And of course there's so many blueberries, so many lingonberries too, which we call tutebær. And they also have cloudberries up there too, which I would love to have some of. Cloudberries are little orange berries that look like yellow raspberries, or sort of more orange raspberries really, but they taste completely different. They have a special flavor, and it would be fun to have some of those too. They're really beautiful, but I haven't been able to get any of those. But I'm really happy to have these little beautiful bilberries. Really small. They're very hardy. Obviously they come from such really cold climates and everything, and they need ericaceous soil, also known as lime-free compost. So I'm going to be planting them into some of that. And it says here, there's a note here. It says that they could also, they could benefit from some mycorrhizal fungi supplement, and I've got that too, so that's great. But absolutely beautiful, beautiful plants. I'm so looking forward to watching them grow. I'll definitely put them in some frost protected pots and just keep them outside alongside my blueberries, because as I said, they are in the same family, and they will also get sort of an autumn color. Let me show you how my high bush blueberries are doing at the moment. They are looking so stunning. Just look at this autumn color. They're just so beautiful. They've already dropped so many of their leaves, but the leaves are just such stunning, stunning autumn colors. And of course these ones are quite old. I'd say they're about 12 years old or so, maybe 13 years old, and the berries on them are enormous. So it's going to be fun to compare them to the size of the little bilberries, and also to compare flavor in later years. So I've got my trug here completely full with ericaceous compost, and I'm going to mix some extra bits into it. They want well draining soil, so I'm going to add some perlite to it. I've got this bag here. The rain is starting to come again, so I want to get done with this before the rain really comes. The perlite will just improve aeration and drainage. I'm going to mix that well in. And now that that's mixed in, I'm going to add some vermiculite, or just some vermicompost that I've just made. It's really useful. It's full of all kinds of goodness, from worm excrement and all rotted down fruits and vegetables, and cardboard and paper. So I'm going to add some of that to that too. It's really raining again, so I've brought my little trug into a protected spot so I won't get completely drenched. And I've potted them all up here. Usually I think they're supposed to have about 30 centimeters between plants, bilberry plants, so I would usually leave this area sort of bare, but I just thought they're so tiny, I'll put them all in here now, let them overwinter here. This is the only bit of ericaceous compost I had, which also sort of added to my reasoning. So I've got them all here for the winter, and what I've got here is a lingonberry. Now, the lingonberry is one I bought 2 years ago now, and you can see how big it is. It's grown quite a bit in that time. That's probably as tall as it will get. I've just had to repot it because it was in a wooden little trug that completely was breaking down. So I thought, let's get it in here now. It's a really sweet little berry plant. Also needs ericaceous compost, and actually up in Norway they grow alongside the blueberries, so it's quite nice to have them next to each other. And these ones have berries twice a year. You can see there's some beginnings of berries right here. And the berries, they will turn red and taste just like cranberries, just like miniature cranberries. So they're really sweet. Well, not sweet, they're very tart, but very cute. And what they do is they also spread with underground runners, just like raspberries do. So I did actually cut off the little underground runners here, and they had little roots on them. So I put them here, and I will also be replotting them in the spring once they've grown some roots now. I've sprinkled them liberally with this mycorrhizal fungi, which is meant to really help the roots get going. That's why it's also called root grow. So that should be really good. And just hopefully they'll do well, and I will, as I said, repot this little guy and repot these ones. Oops, these lovely lingonberries, which we call tutebær in Norway and Denmark, next year, once they've grown a bit of roots and just gotten a bit stronger. But hopefully they'll do well. Also, you might notice that the pot is not completely full of compost. I mean, I did run out of compost, but actually they're very shallowly rooted, so they don't need to have super deep compost. They spread more sort of outwards, so they need to have more like larger, rounder, flatter pots. That's ideal for them. As you can see, this one here, the lingonberry, which again is the same kind of grower, also needs to have a bigger pot soon, so that's also going to be happening next year. This is the only size pot I had for it. And I like to mulch them liberally because their roots are so shallow. They can easily get damaged or really thirsty in the summer. So often in the summer I'll always mulch them. As you can see, they're mulching the blueberries over there with big pine cones. It looks pretty, I think. I love the decorative effect, but also it does help keep the roots from getting too dried out when it's really windy or really sunny, or maybe also prevent it from getting too wet when it's really raining. I'm not really sure. But I'll just get lots of mulch now, lots of leaves, and pack them up. So here they are, all nice and snug for winter. They're covered in lots of blueberry and cherry tree leaves. The blueberry bushes are right above them, still full of beautiful foliage. And we've got the lingonberry also here next to it. So they're in kind of a protected position. I hope they'll be happy here. We'll just keep an eye on them. As I said, they're so hardy. They should be okay. And by spring we'll do some more repotting and checking it, and hopefully we'll get some berries before too long. I'm not sure how long it takes for them. I know high bush blueberries take a few years to start really producing, so who knows, but it's lovely to have them now and to be able to settle them in now for winter and get them ready. Do let me know if you have any experience picking these wonderful berries or eating them, or what you think of them, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.